We're here in Cubao City where the Smart Araneta Coliseum has been a host to various international events, from hosting fun-filled K-pop concerts to Filipino artists who have had great explosions here in Araneta. Today it's a different explosion because it's going to be a face-off between a sporting event that is a friendly match between two countries that are very enjoyable and very much excited about volleyball. It is the Skywalkers from Korea going up against Alas Pilipinas here at your Alas Pilipinas Invitationals. Hyundai Capital Skywalkers up against Alas Pilipinas. And defending for the Philippines is none other than Josh Ibanez, wearing red as the libero of Alas Pilipinas today. And on the other side, of course, Songha, the libero of Korea, is ready to defend the hits of the host team. Mabuhay Pilipinas! Thank you for joining us wherever you may be. May that be the Pilipinas Live app, on One Sports or on One Sports Plus. I'm Sinjin Reyes, joined by Jamie La Victoria. Jamie, it's so fun to finally cover with you a national team game, and it's going to be a very exciting match between Korea and the Philippines.
That's right. Well, Korea is actually coming from a loss yesterday, but Alas Pilipinas played their hearts out yesterday, and today we get another chance to see what more they can showcase in today's match.
Now, as good, gracious guests, we should first discuss, of course, our guests. That's the Korean team, the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers. And we start off by discussing, of course, one of their key young guns. He is not a main gun in their hometown or in their home country, but here he has been playing and has been introducing himself in a very different way.
That is right. That is Sung Jung Lee. He's only 25 years old, and he had 25 points and 2 aces against Thailand. He was the one who had the heavy lifting against that team yesterday, but today's they need to have more firepower, of course, going up against Alas Pilipinas.
But it's not just one Lee who was able to stand out in that last match. We also have another Lee that we have to discuss, and that's Lee Jae-hyun, who in their last match supported Sung Jun and was able to tally a total of 17 big points.
That's right, number 9 coming from the left pin. He added a lot of variety to his attacks, the heavy lifting, the power attacks, and power tips, and he was another source of points yesterday in yesterday's match. But there needs to be a bit more consistency in this team today.
Now, it's not just the two of us who will be panning and guiding our fans here in this broadcast. We also have our friend Franny Reyes, who was able to talk to the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers earlier.
Thank you, Sinjin and Jamie. I did get to speak with the head coach right now of the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers, Coach Fabio, and he told me that this experience doing Alas Pilipinas Invitational is very important for these young guns because they mostly spend their time practicing. They don't have that in-game experience yet, and that's why they're soaking up every moment of this opportunity so that they can learn and improve and, bring what they learned back to Korea. I also did get to speak with Jae-hyun Lee, and you'll get to watch that in this interview. Hi Jae-hyun, I want to know what are the adjustments that the team has made after the loss yesterday.
일단 항상 어제보다 더 좋은 모습으로 경기를 하자는 마음으로 하고 있고, 어제 저희가 부족했던 부분이 이제 좀 공격적인 면에서는 좀 세타와의 콤비 플레이로 인해 그런 부분이 좀 부족했던 것 같아가지고 오늘 경기할 때 그 부분에 좀 더 신경을 쓰고 경기에 임하고 있습니다.
First of all, we always come back to the court as to be the better player, and of course about the adjustments from yesterday is the combination with the setter. We will try to focus with the setters, and we will try our best to communicate.
Now, what does this experience mean for you and the team playing in the Philippines for the first time?
일단 세계대회에 나와가지고 다른 나라 대표팀 선수들과 할 수 있다는 것에 되게 좋은 기회라 생각하고, 그 선수들의 이제 좋은 장점들을 좀 최대한 배우고 또 실현할 수 있도록 좀 그런 마음가짐을 이번 대회에 임하고 있습니다.
First of all, it's really a good opportunity to play with the international players, and of course there will something to learn from them, and we will adjust that, and then we will improve ourselves during these matches.
Thank you so much. This has been Jae-hyun Lee of the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers.
Thank you so much, Franny and Jae-hyun. It's all about gelling, it's all about connecting with your setter, and it's all about gaining that experience that they will be bringing back to Korea. Now, we know how much aggressive a team can come coming back from a loss, but the other side of the court will not back down because they're hosting these guys here, and that's none other than the Alas Pilipinas men's volleyball team. Now let's focus in on their top scorer in their last match, and that's none other than Luis Ramirez. He has been an explosion for Alas Pilipinas.
I mean, the leadership that he showcased yesterday was outstanding. From his front row attacks to his back row attacks, he showed that leadership, that grit, and that spunk. 25 points along with 3 blocks against Jakarta. But let's see today, Sinj, if he can replicate that performance today.
Well, we're still waiting for other big names also in this Alas Pilipinas squad. We know it's big and it's loaded. And speaking of loaded, another loaded name in this squad is the second-time Alas Pilipinas member, none other than Steven Rotter.
Well, he's back in Alas Pilipinas after 2023, 14 points against Jakarta. It's those back row attacks that were lethal with Retamar. You can see that the tandem is slowly being mastered here in the Invitationals. But let's see what more he can do today.
Now, I heard our friend Franny Reyes talk to Steven Rotter and the rest of the Las Pilipinas squad. Franny, take us in.
Well, Sinjin and Jamie, I first want to start with Luis Ramirez. I talked to him about his performance yesterday, and he said it was really just him wanting to show everything that he's learned from his head coach. But he did tell me if there's something that can still be improved on, it's their blocking. That's something that was lacking in yesterday's match. And it's something that Retamar actually said they need to be more consistent with. Because this, of course, is an opportunity for them to test their strengths and weaknesses. Now, you did mention Steven Rotter, and I did get to speak with him as well. Let's watch this. I'm with Steven Rotter of the Alas Pilipinas. Now, Steven, welcome back to the national team. Last time you played for Alas was in 2023. What do you want to prove this time around?
I want to prove that I still have what it takes to be a part of Alas Pilipinas. Been 2 years since I put the national team uniform back on, so it was a journey to get back to where I'm at right now, and I think I'm going the right direction, especially with the team as well.
Now, right now, we do have the invitationals going on. How does this help Alas Pilipinas in preparation for the busy schedule that you guys have this year?
It just gives us more exposure. That's all we need. We need to play high-level teams in preparation for the World Championships. We're playing teams that have been in the Olympics, so for us to even reach their point, we need to play a lot more games and a lot more high competition.
Thank you so much, Steven, and good luck this 2025 season.
Experience and exposure is what Steven Rotter mentioned in that interview. And today, could be the day where they learn from their mistakes from yesterday's game.
We're very much excited to see if Rotter will continue to step up, or will there be other names for Alas Pilipinas to step up. But the big question is, it's a big chess match between our coaches, the Italian chess match of these two Italian coaches. The question is, will Alas Pilipinas continue their winning ways, or on the other side of the court, will the Korean squad be able to bounce back and snatch a win? We'll answer that when the Alas Pilipinas Invitationals return.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smart Araneta Coliseum for Day 2 of the Alas Pilipinas Invitationals Tournament 2025. This is match number 4 of the tournament, the battle between our club team from South Korea, Hyundai Capital Skywalkers Volleyball Club, and their opponents, the national team of the Philippines, Alas Pilipinas. And now introducing the 2 referees officiating this match. Our first referee is Angelo Hao, international referee candidate. Second referee, Patrick Alan Castillo, national referee. Now let's meet the starters. First, for Hyundai Capital Skywalkers BC. Outside spiker number 9, Lee Chae-yun. Middle blocker number 10, Kim Jin-yeon. Setter number 20, Lee Jun-yub. Opposite hitter number 23, Lee Seung-chun. Middle blocker number 31, Jong Tae-jun, team captain. And outside spiker number 87, Park Joo-yeon. Starting libero number 17, Lim Song-ha. Head coach for Hyundai is Fabio Storti. And now the starters for Alas Pilipinas. Setter number 3, Owa Retamar. Opposite hitter number 5, Steven Rotter. Outside spiker number 15, Mark Espejo, team captain. Middle blocker number 16, Peng Tagibolos. Middle blocker number 20, Lloyd Josafat. And outside spiker number 21, Louis Ramirez. Starting libero number 13, Jack Kalinki. Head coach for Alas Pilipinas is Angelino Frigoni.
And there you have it, your starters for the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers. We have Jun-hyun Lee, Tae-jun Jung, Sung-jun Lee, Jae-hyun Lee, Jin-hyun Kim, and Joo-hyun Park. The bear, of course, is number 17, Lim Song-ha. Then for your Alas Pilipinas, Louis Ramirez, Steven Rotter, Peng Tagibolos, Lloyd Josefat, Owa Retamar, Mark Espejo, and Jack Kalinking. Team captain Espejo will be starting for Alas Pilipinas today. Yesterday, we saw him being used sparingly in and out. Now it seems like Coach Frigoni has a different plan for today.
And that's what we noticed yesterday, Sinj. In yesterday's match, Coach Frigoni had a lot of substitutions in yesterday's match, but Marcus Espejo, Jack, and Josefat will be starting today.
So the veterans playing a key role here as we get the first serve there, coming from Park Joo-hyun. Oh! First hit there, coming from Peng Tagibolos.
It's a big quick attack early on for Owa Retamar here. Let's take a look at this replay. Perfect receive by Ramirez and no block for Korea.
A familiar connection to college teammates, Peng and Owa. Serve coming from Peng, picked up there. That tip coming from Jae-hyun will be blocked by Rolka, but that is going to hit the antenna.
It's a violation there for Korea. Strong start for Alas Pilipinas.
2 points to none as Tagibolos continues to serve the two-time UAP champion. That's picked up there by Park. Oh, quick hit coming from Kim Jin-yong.
Really a quick attack by Korea here. Let's take a look at this replay. Perfect receive as well. I believe it will be a battle of the middle blockers here in today's match.
The set was a bit far from the net, but
Yes,
the hit was very sharp.
on point.
The one who just scored, Kim Jin-yong, will now serve. That's going to be
8
an
seconds.
8-second violation.
We rarely see that, Sinjin, in volleyball, but you only have 8 seconds to serve.
Hyundai gives a free point to Alas. Rotor will now be serving for the blue shirts. Going for his jump serve. Pick up there by Jaehyun. That hit going off the block coming from Jaehyun.
Jaehyun targeting the hands of Oretamar in that sequence, just breaking the block.
Serving now for Korea is Lee Junhyuk. The setter, standing at 184 cm. That's around 6'1", 6'2". Very tall for a setter.
What a serve.
Junhyuk with that serve. Owa goes up to Louis. Louis gets that off the block.
Gotta give credit to Louis ever since his game yesterday. Strong start again here for Las Pilipinas, just targeting the hands of that block.
2-point lead here for Alas as Louis, top scorer from last year in a Spikers Star Finals MVP, serves. Pick up there by Park. They go to the open hit to the left pin, courtesy of Lee Seung-jin. Let's check in with Franny Reyes.
Sinjin and Jamie, I heard you guys talking about the new set of starters that we have for our match at hand right now, and actually that reminded me of a conversation I had with team captain Mark Espejo. He told me that really the focus for Coach Angelino right now is their team chemistry. Now more than ever, they're playing as a team, they're having more scrimmages, and they're really working on that team effort, the way that they all play together to get that win. So we can look forward to possibly even more substitutions to come in this game. Back to the panel.
Thank you so much there, Franny. Well, Alas Pilipinas has a very busy schedule
Yes.
in the upcoming months. They're going to the ABC Men's Nations Cup in Bahrain right after this. And then they're going to the Men's World Championship that we're hosting here in the Philippines in September. And then after that, they're still going to the SEA Games. So very
Busy schedule
busy
so far.
2025 schedule for our Alas Pilipinas. As we look at this again, that block from the middle coming from Peng Tagibolos. Serving now for Alas is Lloyd Josefat. The quick hit coming from Taejun.
Taking yet with that quick attack. You can see the strategy here so far from Korea, just targeting the middle blockers here. Activation there. Steven Roeder was there in position.
Unable to manage that ball and
Right.
keep that ball up. Team captain Jung Taejun will now serve. Pick up there by Louis Ramirez. Retamar with a dump.
No surprise to us by Owa Retamar with that beautiful 1-2 play. We gotta get a replay on that one. Very deceiving. Perfect timing on his jump set.
We also love the support of the fans here
Yes.
inside the arena. Of course, it's Independence Day tomorrow. It's a holiday. You have time to watch Alas Pilipinas. However, it's Jin Young who will get the point for Hyundai.
Seeing a lot of middle attacks so far, beating the block of Alas Pilipinas. Tallied actually 15 blocks yesterday against Jakarta. So you can see the strategy of the setter of Korea just beating the blockers of Alas Pilipinas.
Lee Sung-jun with that serve, popped up there by Alas. They go up to Mark Espejo. Oh, the block.
That is 2 for 2 for Mark Espejo. Take a look at this replay here. Beautiful set again by Oretamar. We also noticed this yesterday in their strategy, a lot of attacks coming from the back row this time.
And that gives a 3-point lead for Team Philippines. Espejo with a serve that goes straight to the net point for Hyundai. Back to a 2-point lead for Las Pilipinas. Park Ju-hyun will now serve for the team from Korea. Jack Kalingking pops this one up to Louis Ramirez. Gets that through the triple block. It's returned. Kept alive there by Peng. They go up to Rotor. And Rotor able to get that off the block.
Off the block by Steven Rotor. We talked about him earlier in the pregame. The tandem between Oret Damar slowly being mastered here up against one block.
Really, we're starting to see Las Pilipinas gel in
The
front of our
chemistry,
eyes.
right.
Yeah. Tagibolos with 2 points already served. Setup goes up to Jae-hyun, and they get at off the block. Korea trying to maintain the gap here,
Right.
just a 2. Kim Jin-young going for his jump serve, picked up there by Mark. They go up to a quick hit. Josefat was dug. The push coming from the back there from
Perfect set.
and that set leads to Ramirez.
The setting of Oret Damar, sometimes he gives his spikers no block. But take a look at that. Another broken block by Korea in that sequence.
What a time for Louis Ramirez to come alive for Las Pilipinas yesterday, as Steven Rotor now serves. Oh, that goes straight to the net.
Contact a bit too low. Toss a bit too low from that serve. See, he's a bit frustrated with themselves. They had 33 errors in yesterday's match against Jakarta.
Skywalkers get a free point after the last sequence. And Coach Angelino Frigoni on your screens. Really minding what's happening in the Korean bench. It seems like they're doing a last-minute
Sub.
taping or adjustments on the leg of Jae-hyun. Oh, it seems like there was a scratch. So
Doing a Band-Aid.
Yeah, they're just doing a quick bandage here. As we want to assure the safety of our players here, of course. And quickly, Jae-hyun brushes it off. Lee Jae-hyun. Now, you see that? You see the plaster or the gauze on his leg. Down by 2, talking about the boys in white. Serve now coming from Lee Junhyub. Pick up there by Ramirez. They go up to Rotor from the back row. That is not going to be managed well by Hyundai.
You could see that's the strong suit, one of the strong suits of Steven Rotor. And take a look at that set by Oret Damar right in front of the 10-foot line, allowing Steven Rotor to go for that broad jump. Full strength, full bloom by Steven Rotor.
I just love how calm and collected the Oret Damar is all the time. Whatever jersey he dons, may that be Signal, may that be National University, or may that be Las Pilipinas. Kalingking goes up to Espejo, but he is read well by the Korean squad.
The block was there by Korea. Perfect press, synchronized block, but beautiful dig by Rotor here.
Great timing from the two blockers. Really just blocking it off. Lee Sung-jun getting a hand of it, of course. Serve coming from Korea. Bump set to Espejo. Espejo gets this one off the block.
Strategic in that attack, talking about Mark Espejo, just setting it over and breaking that block of Korea.
Now Lloyd Josefat will be serving for Team Pilipinas, was now up by 3. Picked up there by Park. They go up to a back row play by Jae-hyun. Set up, goes to the opposite side. That block goes out. That is a great hit there, coming from Lee Sung-jun.
So neck and neck battle here in set number 1. Korea slowly creeping in here in set number 1. Block was there by Mark.
It lacked the direction.
Wrong direction of his arms.
Jung Tae-jun with that serve that goes straight to the net. Tae-jun now takes a seat. Retamar will now serve for the blue shirts. They're up by 3. That's picked up by Park Joo-hyung. Great recovery from Lee Sung-jun.
See Coach Fergoni a bit upset with Ramirez in that sequence. He was in the right position for defense, but just not ready, not quick enough to react on that attack.
Lee Sung-jun with 3 points already in this match. Served. Retamar goes up to Espejo, who gets it off the block. Two of the blockers.
So far, good performance. Talking about Mark Espejo, seeing the tandem here between Retamar off the block against Korea.
Back to 3-point lead. Espejo now serves. He already has 4 attack points. Oh, that is just a little bit out.
Too strong.
Nasobran sa kanin si Mark. It's for sa lunch.
Heavy lunch.
Yeah. 2 points is the lead of Alas Pilipinas. Park Joo-hyung with it serve. Picked up there by Espejo.
Good receive.
Retamar goes up to Ramirez. Ramirez trying to ask for a check.
Is there a touch on that one?
No touch, says the referees.
Now this is where the consistency needs to happen here for Alas Pilipinas.
Well, that is a true challenge, consistency. Trying to sustain your momentum all the time. Right now, Alas is just up by 1. Park Joo-hyung with that serve. Retamar goes up to the opposite side. Rotor getting that one through. On the other side, they go to Jae-hyun. Pop up by the libero. They choose Sung-jun. Oh.
Right, but point is rewarded to Korea.
And now it becomes a tie ball game. Tied at 14. Let's do that again. Back row play. Getting through.
It's the direction of the block. Yep.
There's also a doppel contact violation called against Ramirez because he was able to touch the ball while the ball was going down through his legs, and then he touched it with his hand. Tied at 14.
Outside.
That serve goes out for Park Joo-hyung. Here comes in the last Pilipinas point. Blue shirts continue to maintain the lead.
15 serving 14. And the service zone, Pentagibolos.
Pentagibolos goes for the serve. The setup going for the quick play and the angle coming from Jin Yong.
When it's in the same position every time where Retamar plays defense, where Steven plays defense in zone 1, in between zone 1 and zone 2, cross court.
Kim Jin Young with that serve. That doesn't cross. It's going to be the last point. It's quite a slow start for these two squads at this point. However, the challenge is really to match things up. Steven Rotor to serve.
Good serve.
Great pickup there. The push coming from Jae-hyun. Jae-hyun trying to get one through, but that doesn't cross.
It's a good block on that tip from Korea because Steven Rotor was actually waiting for that down the line.
And there's going to be a timeout called here. We'll go for a quick break. back here inside Smart Araneta Coliseum as we're seeing members of the NU Bulldogs. I think it's Gene Desquitado we're seeing here, and other players from National University. Really enjoying the match, supporting their teammates. I mean, Leo Ordiales is there, their Kuya Owa as well. Steven Roter serves now for the blue shirts. Oh, great pickup for Korea. They go up to Jaehyun. Jaehyun gets that off the block.
On the block, Lee Jae-hyun. 1 point game, 16, serving 17. Service.
1 point game. Alas still leads. Good serve coming from Junhyuk, their setter, and a great recovery here coming from Alas, courtesy of Lloyd Josefat. 2 point lead for Alas Pilipinas.
Activation here of the middle blockers there. A quick attack, just targeting the hands of that block of Korea.
Ramirez, who's trying to pull away serves. That hit coming from the left pin. Works for Lee Sung-jun.
Oh, a bit frustrated with his block in that sequence.
1 point game again.
Serving 18 at the service area, Lee Jae-hyun.
Serving now is Lee Jae-hyun. That's
Outside.
out.
Serve out.
Jaehyun. On your speaker here, and Lloyd Josefat will now serve for Alas.
Serving Lloyd Josefat.
Pick up there by Park Joo-hyung. They go to the right pin this time.
What a sharp cross-court attack by Korea.
Lee Sung-jun has been on fire here for the Korea squad.
Targeting multiple angles here, especially in this angle here.
18 serving 19.
Tagibolas late on that block.
Currently, the top scorer of Korea is none other than Lee Sung-jun. They go to Espejo. Getting that off the blockers was Mark.
Mark Espejo.
Very strategic attack by Mark Espejo. He sees that there's a tall wall for Korea. Smart placement.
Wasn't the best of receptions, but Espejo and Retomar were able to do something out of that. Retomar with that serve. They go to the right side.
Antenna.
That doesn't work again.
Challenge called here. Our first challenge of the match.
Challenges for block touch. Again, we have a challenge here right now called by the team from Korea, the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers. So let's see if they'll be able to convert things up.
There's a challenge by Hyundai in the last play for block touch.
Let's wait. There's going to be a decision here by the video challenge and the challenge referees.
It's a block touch challenge called by Korea. This is from the attack coming from the right pin.
It's time to wait and see what the official decision is of our challenge referees. As Team Korea seems to be relieved to start seeing this as the question of antenna touch. Was there an antenna touch? Clearly there was one.
Clearly, yep.
The challenge is not successful. Point and serve to
The
Alas.
challenge is unsuccessful for Korea.
One more challenge remaining in this first set. 21 serving
Jorge Tamar will serve for Team Philippines. Clear up there by Park Joo-hyung. Look at the Park Joo-hyung goes down the line.
Tamar was there for that down the line attack, waiting for the defense there. Let's take a look at that replay. See the location of Steven Roeder in that block. Slim margin in between Roeder and the antenna.
It's really high risk, high reward here for the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers rather.
Multiple missed serves, untimely for Korea.
22 serving 19.
That's coming at the worst times, especially when you're considering
Philippines, Mike Espejo.
you want to catch up, of
Right.
course.
And you want to have a strong finishing kick here in set number 1.
Oh, that's too strong this time for Marcus Espejo.
2 missed serves by Espejo on his serve.
Coach Frigoni, of course,
20 serving 22.
not so happy on the sidelines.
Serving for Hyundai, Park Joo-hyung.
Park Jun-hyung now serves for Korea.
Good receive.
Tamar going up to a be quick, that works for Peng Tagibolos.
Bolos.
Love the strategy of Jorge Tamar. First attack going to the middle blockers as we have Kennedy, but that's now in for Las Pilipinas.
20 serving Ken Batas.
Batas now, the season 87 MVP of the UAP, goes for his jump serve.
What a serve.
Ball is
A bit
still
too
alive.
tight.
Oh, that's too tight. And Ramirez wins that joust.
Wins the joust with the net.
And now brings the blue shirts into a set point advantage.
Timeout Hyundai.
And as we see here, some members from the PVL. We have Iris Tolenada and MJ Phillips. And of course, the newly acquired
Choco Mucho.
Choco Mucho Flying Titan, T. Andaya from the draft. Also a member of Las Pilipinas
Yep.
Women's. Of the pool at least.
Violation by Kennedy Batas.
Set point advantage still for the Philippines. And this time, Coach Frigoni
20 out, 33. Pay in.
will be calling a timeout.
Out to Las Pilipinas.
Oh, we have our friends here from Thailand, the Thailand national team. Of course, that's
Kim Chen-young.
their head coach, Park Ki-woon. He's Korean, and they also have their assistant coach there, Catherine McEntee. Setup going to Jaehyun. It was denied there, but
Net
there's going to be
violation
a violation called against the Las Pilipinas.
on Steven Roeder on that triple block here.
maybe too much eagerness.
Too excited.
Too excited. You're just 1 point away from closing the set out. Good serve.
Good receive.
Coming from Kim Jin-hyung.
Ooh,
Espejo
goodness.
from the back row, and that works for Alas.
What a swing by Mark Espejo. Perfect receive as well that we're seeing by Las Pilipinas. What a way to end set number 1 with that back row attack. Perfect receive. Finishing kick on that back row
You saw
attack.
that delay from that set.
Too good.
Wow. 25-22 is the score. Alas gets set number 1. We'll be back here at the Alas Pilipinas Invitationals. Back here inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum, set number 1 was brought home by the home team, Alas Pilipinas, 25-22. As we look back at that set, Alas led almost the whole part. At some point, Hyundai tried to catch up and tie things over, but at that moment, Alas woke up and moved ahead and continued to maintain their lead, maintaining that gap till they won that set with a 3-point lead.
Another strong start for Alas Pilipinas. Just Owa Retamar leading the pack here and being that leader, very calm and collected, activating the middle blockers with those B quick attacks, those A quick attacks. We have the starting unit from Marcus Espejo and also Josafat and Jack, as well as we see the set 1 stats here on your screens. 14 attacks by Korea and 16 by Alas Pilipinas. 1 block per team and 8 errors for Korea and 7 for Alas Pilipinas. So far, so good for Alas Pilipinas.
Pretty similar numbers for these two squads. The only difference is the firepower that Alas Pilipinas is displaying in that set. Marcus Espejo, of course, has been a great highlight of that set, especially the tail end closing this out with a pipe attack. The leading scorer for Korea is none other than Lee Sung-jun with 6 points, together with Mark with 6 points as well. Great numbers for these two leaders of their squads. As we're about to begin set number 2. It's going to be a challenge here for Korea. They're still trying to find their groove here in the Philippines. Haven't won their first game against Thailand yesterday. Meanwhile, Alas Pilipinas looking like they're on the roll, being able to challenge this Korean club team. Of course, this is a competition of a friendly competition of 4 squads, 2 national teams, 1 from Thailand, 1 from the Philippines. That is going to be the exciting match tomorrow that will close out this tournament. Meanwhile, the 2 club teams that are present here are Hyundai from Korea and of course the Jakarta club team from Indonesia. We start off set number 2 here at the Las Pilipinas Invitationals. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be at the eve of Independence Day, as the first point will be tallied by Korea's number 8, Son Chan-hong. Of course, we'd like to thank our viewers on the Pilipinas Live app on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Jamie La Victoria together with Sinjin Reyes. Of course, our reporter on the sidelines will be Franny Reyes. We'll hear from Franny, of course, later. as Korea draws
Shortly.
first blood here. Go ahead, Jimmy. That hit
Oof.
coming from Ramirez, that very tough cross court.
We saw it in his elevation on that approach. He was going for that sharp cross-court attack. It's the sets from Oretamar, not too high and also not too low, and also not too near the net, giving that small allowance to his spikers, allowing them to go down the line and cross court. That's a good set. Perfect dig by Retamar. Bump by Steven Roeder.
Ramirez is denied. Tagibolos keeps that alive. Ramirez will try again. Popped up there by the libero. They go up to a quick hit. Slow down by the block. Retamar goes up to Roeder. Roeder gets that off the block. On the other side, Junyub going up to the open side. The denial. Longest rally we've seen here. The most exciting one at that. And Lee Jae-hyun closes that right behind the blockers with a drop.
With a drop in an off-speed attack this time for Korea, switching things up. Outsmarting the defense there of the Philippines. A bit late on that reaction on defense by Philippines.
And service area, Lee Chun-yu.
Lee Jun-hyung serving now for Hyundai Capital Skywalkers. They're up by one. What an approach. Kalingking picks that one up. Oh, an easy recovery for the Philippines. Josefat going for that be-quick hit.
I like how Josefat actually started this match today. Perfect reception by Alas Pilipinas. That activation of that be-quick attack. Late block for Korea.
Roeder with that serve that goes straight to the net. That's a point for Hyundai.
Not too happy by that missed serve by Steven.
3-2 with Lee Jae-hyun serving.
Serve now is Lee Jae-hyun. Picked up there by Mark. Owa goes up to Roeder. Roeder converts.
Making up for that missed serve earlier. Steven Roeder. But let's take a look at that replay here. Another back row attack. Going down the line this time. Usually you see his attacks going for that cross court, but this time down the line.
A variation, of course, is important.
Yes, of
In
course.
any game, you have to surprise your opponent, but Ramirez serves that straight to the net. It's going to be a point for the team from Korea wearing white.
For serving 3.
Korea up to serve now in set number 2.
Serving
Kim
for
Jin-hyung
Skywalkers, Kim Jin-hyung.
with the serve now. 3 attack points already in this match. Oh, sharp serve picked up there by Jack. They go up to the opposite side, but Roeder is denied.
5 serving 3.
Kim Jin-young continues to serve. Picked up there by Kalingking. That is going to be an ace. 3-point lead here for the Korean squad. And this time, a timeout will be called by Alas Pilipinas. Will be back after the quick break.
I want to talk now about Owa Retamar of Alas Pilipinas. Earlier, he talked to me that the challenge for him as the setter of the national team is to make sure he gets the set just right so that he can utilize all the players at his disposal. That's why we're seeing variations in the attacks of the Alas Pilipinas, as well as him being able to rotate everyone in his team. However, Alas Pilipinas needs to be mindful of errors that they're making. Right now, we're seeing a few service errors, but if they're able to keep that power and be more consistent, then they could be unstoppable in this match. Back to the panel.
Thank you so much, Franny. Well, it's going to be a question of how they'll get over this 2-point hump that they have right in front of them, make that 3-point hump, because the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers have woken up after that first set.
So we have the momentum there. Deceiving block there. Talking about Hyundai in set number 2.
Lee Sung-jun going for that jump serve. Oh, that's loaded. Retamar going up to Espejo off the blockers this time. Philippines keeping it close.
Also seen the block of Hyundai a bit late when it's on the attack of Mark Espejo.
That familiarity in the Korean system, of course, because he was also able to showcase his talent there. Oh, what a hit there coming from Son Chang-hong.
Hyundai up by 3 points here in set number 2. This is a strong rotation here for Alas Pilipinas with 3 spikers.
That serve there coming from Park Ju-hyung. That tip for Peg Tagibolos works. It doesn't have to be strong.
Yep.
You just have to be smart sometimes.
Lucky break for Tagibolos and Alas Pilipinas there. So it was a bit too high in that sequence. But a point is a point for Alas Pilipinas. Mark Espejo up to serve.
Espejo with a tough serve. That hit coming from Sung-jun. Popped up by Kalingking. Bump set by Tamar. Hit coming from Ramirez on the other side. They go up to Sung-jun again. Rotor, win and finish! The down the line is starting to be effective.
That's the play. That's the play. That down the line swing. Deceiving set by Tamar. No block for Korea in that sequence.
That's how you do it. It's now a 1-point game for Team Pilipinas. They're down by 1 here. Espejo going for that serve. Picked up there by Korea. They go for a quick hit that works for Son Chan-hong.
Power tip by Korea in that sequence. But Marcus Espejo not positioned properly on defense there. Bit late to his reaction.
Oh, tough serve from Chan-hong. Ramirez going off the blockers. Great recovery there from Park Ju-hyung. That hit coming from Lee Jae-hyun. Oh, that becomes an Alas Pilipinas point.
Yep. That off-speed attack did sail out.
Too much angle there coming from Jae-hyung. Peng Tagibolos is down by 1, trying to play catch-up here, trying to tie things over. Goes for that serve. Treadwell by the other side. Oh! Kim Jin-hyung. Look at that again.
That replay, another quick attack in between that broken block of Alas Pilipinas.
Tough serve there from the setter, Jun-hyung.
Good set.
Oh! Solid block there coming from Jin-young.
Jin-young on point with that block. Perfect press, that elevation on that block as well. Perfect timing, no coverage by Alas Pilipinas.
Setup coming from Itamar. They go up to Louis Ramirez, and that works. Look at that again. The scrappy plays starting to work here for Las Pilipinas.
Roder up to serve. Strong serve.
They go up to Jae-hyun, and that works for Lee Jae-hyun.
Jae-hyun breaking that block here, coming from the right pin. Broken block here for Las Pilipinas in that sequence. Let's take a look at that replay.
Back to a 3-point lead here for Hyundai Capital Skywalkers. Going off the block. The press was a bit light. Jae-hyun going for his jump serve. Pick up there by Ramirez. They go up to Louis. Ramirez is denied. Kept alive there. Espejo will adjust, pushing it over to the other side. Junhyub going to the right pin. Read well there by Tamar. Rocher will try this time. Oh, he's denied.
Blocking has been activated here in set number 2 by Korea. Knowing and also understanding the tendencies of Las Pilipinas.
Hyundai is reading Las Pilipinas so well right now.
We have a substitution here. Jackson Reed seeing court action for the first time in Las Invitationals now for Las Pilipinas.
One of the few players that we haven't seen play yet because we're not
So
familiar
far,
with him.
right?
He is a standout from the USC.
Yep.
From California as well,
Yes.
similar to you, Jamie. Serve now comes from Jae-hyun from Hyundai. Reed getting that one through. First point for Jackson.
Instant impact by Reed. Of course, he's coming off the bench. He was able to see the tendencies, of course, of Korea and apply it in this set for Alas.
Reed now serves. They're down by 3. Played for NCAA Division 1. Oh, he gets an ace.
We love it. We love to see it for Jackson Reed. 2 for 2.
To the celebration of the home crowd here. Look at that. Tough serve for Jackson. He's shaking up the energy here inside the arena.
The 5. 2 points already.
Jackson too strong that serve this time.
But you know the accuracy sometimes of those jump serves.
Hyundai still leads by 3. Serving now for Hyundai is Kim Jin-young. Oh, that goes straight to the net. 3 point for Alas.
Korea up by 2 here in set number 2. Coach Fergoni going for those substitutions is what we also witnessed yesterday against Jakarta. Echo Adahar going in for that double sub.
We saw Ken Batas. We saw, well, Marcus Espejo came off the bench last time. Oh,
good.
It's that quick hit that has been deadly against the Philippines.
You know, just a strong strategy here by Korea. Activation of the middle blockers. And just beating the block here of Las Pilipinas. The quick plays. But the blocks are late by Alas. Timeout, Alas.
Timeout at Las Pilipinas.
Back here inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum as you're continuing to experience the Las Pilipinas Invitationals. It's the home team wearing blue, Marcus Espejo, and the rest of your Las Pilipinas Or Tamar, of course, their setter, going up against Team Korea. They won set number 1. Right now we're in set number 2, where Hyundai Capital Skywalkers are up by 3 points. Make that 4.
Services Lee Seung-chun.
Serve now coming from Lee Seung-jun. Tamar going up
It's a good set.
to Rotor. Great decision there.
From the back row.
You know, these back row attacks are killer. Talking about Las Pilipinas. Just adding variety to their offense here. Perfect swing, late block for Korea.
That push coming from Park Joo-hyung. Espejo adjusting. Popped up there by the libero. It is still alive for Korea. Kalingking on the other side. Retamar going after Rotor. Oh, the block is strong. The hustle from Team Hyundai.
The hustle, the sacrifice there, talking about Korea. They earned that point, that sequence. But the block was there. A solo block for Steven Roeder. Attempted to go cross court. Could have gone down the line. Open space, open window in zone 5.
17-15 Hyundai. 3-point Joo-hyun.
Park Joo-hyung serving now. Pick up there by Jacqueline King. They go up to Mark Espejo. Popped up by the libero.
Good dig by Jackson.
The hit coming from Espejo this time finds the line.
Steady sequence for Las Pilipinas. Jackson Reed doing all the right things here. Perfect dig and an even better attack by Mark Espejo, targeting zone 6.
Espejo now serves for that jump serve. That is too strong for Mark. Back to a 4-point lead for Hyundai. Son Jan-hong with 5 points already. The middle blocker serves. Pick up there by Peng Tagibolos. They go up to Reed. Reed converts.
Jackson Reed, 3 for 3. Had an ace and now has 2 attack points. Beautiful set yet again by Owa Retamar, going for that cross court. Just avoiding that tall wall of Korea.
Peng Tagibolos now with it serve. Picked up there by Korea.
There's a touch.
It's going to be net infraction against the Philippines. You're starting to feel Philippines feel tighter.
Right.
Lee Jun-hyub, the setter, serves now for Hyundai.
Good receive yet again by Jackson.
Reed with a push. The libero, Sungha, laying it cool. Oh, blocking for Hyundai has been solid in this set.
See that Retamar still gave another chance for Reed to attack, but the block was already there for Korea.
This is now the biggest lead in the set so far. 5 points in favor of Hyundai.
Premier is now back in. Great performance by Jackson Reed.
Lee Jun-hyub, the setter, now serves.
What a loaded serve.
Pick up by Ramirez.
Ooh, that's too tight.
Overset. Adjustment. Over Doug. Junhyuk going for a quick hit. Oh, great denial there coming from Rotor.
Perfect timing on that block, on that tip by Steven. Take a look at this replay here on that V-quick attack. Bear was there for Korea, but a bit late.
Very young Leo Ordiales will just check in here as we go for this timeout by Hyundai. Back here inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum, we have great big fans here. Aliyah Torres of your Creamline Cool Smashers, of course, present here as well, supporting Alas Pilipinas. We have die-hard fans. They even have some LED signages. Let's go Philippines, says that sign. That serve coming from Rotor goes straight to the net. It's going to be a point for Korea. Good serve coming from Korea. Philippines going to choose Ramirez who converts.
What a bullet coming from Louis. This time coming from the right pin. Alas Pilipinas just down by 4 points here in set number 2.
Ramirez with that serve.
Playing it safe on that serve.
Junhyuk going to the pipe play. Espejo pushing it over to the other side. Junhyuk choosing Park Joo-hyung. That becomes a point for Hyundai.
Korea just 3 points away of clinching set number 2. Still
Okay.
good.
That chase coming from Alas works. Junhyuk going up to the right pin to Sungjun. Korea is just hustling hard here.
In yesterday's match, Alas versus Jakarta, Alas Pilipinas did win set number 1, but when it comes to set number 2, this is where the chemistry, the consistency needs to be maintained. Of course, it's not how you start, but how you finish.
Jung Tae-jun checks in here, the team captain for Alas. As the serve now will come from Kim Jin-hyung, one of the middle blockers. We're starting to hear cheers for the Philippines here. Adahar, with it bump set. They go to a pipe play. That becomes a point for Alas.
Have Kennedy Batas now in. Few subs here by Coach Fragoni.
It's going to be a challenge here for block touch. Again, there's going to be a challenge coming from the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers. Challenging for block touch. Trying to see if the last sequence there was a touch from any Alas Pilipinas player that was by the net at the moment when the ball was in play. As we await for the decisions, Son Chan-hong on your screens, one of the middle blockers who's just very young at 23. We have a team captain, Jung Tae-jun, only 25 years old here. And here we have resolution coming from our video challenge and our challenge referees. The question of was there a block touch? The answer is no. Going to be an unsuccessful challenge. Ken Batas will check in here for Lloyd Josefat. Going to play a service specialist role. Going for serve.
Strong serve by Batas.
Park Do-hyung giving that up to Sungjun on the other side of the Har. Choosing Espejo.
That's the play by Mark Espejo.
Look at that again.
Echo at the heart. Beautiful set as well. No block for Korea.
That has been the challenge here in set number 2, the blocking of the Korean squad. Batas now continues to serve.
Good serve.
Oh, tough serve there. Junhyub going up to the right pin. Popped up there by Dahar. Set up coming from Kennedy. Off the block was Ordiales. Junhyub going to Sungjun, but a block by the combination of Peng Takibolos and Mark Espejo keeps things close at a 3-point deficit for the Philippines. Look at that.
Momentum picking up here for Alas Pilipinas.
Kennedy Batas continues to serve for the blue shirts. Oh, that can be costly.
Untimely and costly.
Kennedy is kept inside, and Ramirez was the one asked to swap in for Jack Kalingking. Lee Sungjun serving now. They have set point advantage to their favor. 4 set points to their side. Going for his serve is Lee Sungjun. Oh, that's a freebie for Alas. Back to a 3-point game. But Alas Pilipinas is forced to play perfect until they tie things at 24.
Crucial serves here for Alas Pilipinas.
Season 87 champion Leo Ordiales is going to be tested out here, one of the Alas rookies. So they're down by 3. Serve coming from Ordiales. Tough serve there. Sungha having trouble. That
Still good.
hit coming from Jaehyun. On the other side, they go to Ordiales from the back row. At the heart of Ordiales is something I wouldn't imagine to say if you keep covering the UAP men's volleyball.
What a tandem here by at the heart.
But that is a combination to watch out for here as we support them in the Las Pilipinas.
The young guns stepping up here.
2 set points here left for Hyundai. Let's see if Alas will be able to save another one. Oh! Poorly timed. Unfortunate, but it happens. Game is tied 1 set apiece. Set number 1 won by Alas Pilipinas. Set number 2 won by the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers. 25-22 is the score in both sets. We'll be back here in the Alas Pilipinas Invitationals. Back here inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum, one set apiece for national squad and the Hyundai Skywalkers. As we look back at set number 2, it is really about having that early lead and maintaining
Yes.
that gap.
That strong
And that's
start.
the story of the last 2 sets, especially in set number 2. We saw Alas trying to catch up, but sometimes, you know, you're human and you're unable to complete it because of your humanly mistakes.
Human, you make mistakes, but it's just the timing also of the mistakes by Alas Pilipinas. The missed serves did not work in their favor, but gotta give credit to the attacks of Korea. Those middle attacks are their strong suit so far, just beating the block of Alas Pilipinas. But let's talk about the set 2 stats here. 10 attacks for Korea and 15 by Alas Pilipinas. 4 blocks for Korea, 2 blocks only this time for Alas Pilipinas. But take a look at that, 9 errors so far in just set number 2. And in their match yesterday against Jakarta, they tallied 33 blocks, 33 errors rather, in just that set 4 game. And this is what they need to improve on. The missed serves, the hitting of the antenna. Better communication is needed, of course, for Alas Pilipinas. As we see Mark Espejo, the leading scorer with 10 points. But we saw a few substitutions here and there in set number 2 for Alas Pilipinas. But let's see if they can fix what they need to fix here in set number 3. And like you did mention, Sinj, a strong start is definitely needed for Alas Pilipinas here if they want to prolong this game.
Well, let's see if they'll be able to extend this, or will the Skywalkers continue to rampage here in set number 3. Ken Batas is injected here to start.
In for Ramirez. Let's see what he can bring to the table here in set number 3.
Over to Mark back in starters. Serve coming from Korea. They go for a quick hit to Peng. Jae-Yun with that hit on the other side. Espejo
There's a
from
touch
back
on
row.
that. Referee calling a touch on that back row attack of Mark Espejo. Think they're gonna let it go? Point, Alas.
No challenge there coming from Hyundai. Takibolos will now serve. Pick up there by Son. Beautiful Jae-Hyun. Jae-Hyun getting that one through.
Jae-Hyun just touching the hands of the block of Alas Pilipinas. New starting 6 here for Team Philippines. Henry Batas in for Luis Ramirez.
Let's going to see if that will help Coach Fegoni. The serve coming from Son Chan-Hong.
So big quick attack by Josefat coming from Oretamar. Activation of the middle blockers early on here in set number 3.
That's what was missing in set number 2.
Lack of activation, yep.
Reuter going for his jump serve. There's a cross.
Of course, the serves of Alas Pilipinas, most of them coming from jump serves. Just saw Marcus Bejo telling Steven Roeder, head up, after that missed serve.
You can't be stuck at the moment here.
Exactly. Can't
Tough
be
serve
emotional.
there. Yep. You have to live in the present, not in the past.
And this is also the maturity that Mark Espejo brings and Oretamar brings to Alas Pilipinas.
Jae-Hyun with a cross-court hit gives Hyundai a lead. Serve now will come from Lee Jun-hyub. Itamar going up to Josefat on the other side. Triple block works for Alas Pilipinas.
Block point, Alas Pilipinas.
Let's check in with Franny Reyes with his report.
Sinjin and Jamie, at the end of that last set, we saw the rookies being given a chance for Alas. We saw Adahar or Diales, but I really want to highlight Kennedy Batas, who before this game told me that he's just wanting more playing time, to be given that opportunity to prove to his coaches that they are right in trusting in him. He told me that he's really happy to be given any chance to be inside the court, but it's really about finding a way to gel with his teammates right now. He also told me that the trust that's given into him is a testament to all the work that he's put into the UAAP, and he wants to do what he's done there here with Alas. Back to the panel.
Let's see if the UAP MVP will be able to replicate his ways there. However, that last serve goes out for Kennedy. Tied at 4.
Ji Hyun Lee, 8 attack points so far.
It's going to be the last point. That serve goes out. This will be challenged for ball in, ball out.
Challenge called here. Ball in, ball out challenge.
This challenge is called by the Hyundai Skywalkers. The first challenge of this set so far. As we await for the decision. We have the decision here. That ball is in. Successful challenge there for the Skywalkers. Serve doesn't cross.
Right. Does not get past the net. Talking about Korea.
Tied at 5. Josefat serves for Alas. Set up.
A bit too
Going
tight.
to Sungjun. They go up back row to Jaehyun. No touch
Fair
there.
touch.
They're trying to get a check, but no go, says the referee. That's out.
Bit underneath the ball in that sequence on that back row attack.
Josefat now with 5 points in this match. 4 in attacks, 1 on block serves. Reverse jump serve. Pick up there.
Oof.
Oh, that hit
What a swing.
from Jaehyun. Gets that
swing.
through the block this time. Tied at 6 here. We're having a tough crawl here at the start of the third set.
But for going actually talking to Marcus Bejo after that block. Crucial points we're seeing for Alas Pilipinas. They had 15 blocks in yesterday's match, but are having a difficult time against Korea. That's a good set.
Espejo through the blockers. That push coming from Jaehyun on the
Attack.
other side. Espejo, get that one through!
Take a look at this replay here. It's like a shoot set. Going for Marcus Bejo.
You knew it was a second try already, but Mark had other plans. The guy looks like he doesn't lose any gas. Retamar now serves. They're up by 1. Let's see if they'll be able to pull away. Pick up there by Park Joo-hyung. That's going to be out. That's going to be the last point.
Attack air for Korea.
Alas starting to string up some points here. Owa continues to serve. They go up to Park Joo-hyung, who's denied there by Bektaki Bolos and Steven Roder.
Some difficulties that we're seeing in the blocking of Las Pilipinas. Just the direction of the arms, the hands.
You're starting to see moments already of the squad starting to gel, starting to find their
Right.
system.
Good serve.
Itamar going up to Rotor. Rotor is popped up there.
Now we have Kennedy Batas in the front row here.
Seems to be able to do some damage here. As we're expecting also. Excited to see
Of course.
some movement. Mark,
There we go.
12 points already in this match. Junhyub going up to the right pin, that works.
Targeting the hands of course, Kennedy, but that's not the tallest of spikers here for Alas.
Look what Sungjoon did here. It's a masterclass in tooling.
That's a good set. Beautiful execution on that back row attack by Owa Retamar and Mark Espejo.
Let's look at that again. Itamar going for the pipe. And Espejo just slicing it through. Bolos now serves. Pick up there by Jaehyun. And a
That's
quick
out.
hit is going to be too wide. Oh, there's going to be
Is there a touch on that
check.
one?
Sun Chan-hong will get a touch there. Coach Frigoni, will he be challenging this? Let's see.
We love the emotions by Coach Frigoni. Of
Coach
course.
Frigoni, it looks like he's
Heated.
asking for a challenge, but we're waiting for the placard to be raised up, or the challenge card to actually be raised up. Oh,
Oh my.
very animated Coach Frigoni here. Adding a little bit color to our game. It seems like the first referee, Angelo Hao, will be issuing a yellow card against Coach Angelo Frigoni for misconduct. 2-point lead for Las Pilipinas. Serving now is middle blocker Chan Hong-sun.
Good receive by Espejo. What a
Batas
set!
getting a point
Come
for the
on.
Philippines. Nagsoy si Kennedy.
We love to see it.
Let's look at that
Beautiful
again.
set by Retamar. Take a look at that push.
Almost hitting the face of
Sportsmanship here.
Park
We love to see it.
Joo-hyung. That's
Here we go.
sportsmanship right
Yes.
there. Roder now with 7 points in this match, 6 on attacks, 1 on block. 2-point lead for Team Philippines. Kinokonta tayo dito ng mga kasama natin, mga katabi natin. May ibang story. But back to the ball game. 2-point lead here by Team Philippines. Steven Roder serves now. Oh, that's too strong for Steven. Rotor will be subbed out here. Leo Diales will check in for the Philippines. One-point game. The setter, Lee Junhyub, was really tough sets.
Cordiales now in for
Serve
Steven.
now. Just changing things up here is Coach Fregoli.
That's a good serve.
Picked up there by Batas.
Ooh,
Oh, Jose Fat.
is there a touch?
No touch there.
It's a lack of wrist action on Josafat on that B-quick attack.
Lacking some clippings.
Wrist action.
11 all. Lee Jun-hyuk continues to serve for the white shirts. Popped
Good
up there by
receive.
Batas.
With that spin.
They go up to Ordiales. Batas to Retamar to Ordiales. Oh, Jaehyun is denied there by the triple block from Alas Pilipinas.
Beautiful dig by Batas. Even better triple wall by Alas Pilipinas.
Batas now serves for Alas Pilipinas. They lead by 1. Going for his jump serve. Tough, but picked up there by Park Joo-hyung.
Still good.
That push there coming from Jin Young will work.
Actually, with the help of the net by Korea. But Retamar was there. Almost got a touch on that one.
Tied at 12. Very tight third set that we're having here. Lee Jae-hyun, 9 points in this match, serves. Pick up there by Kalingking. Espejo will adjust.
That's good. Off the block by Mark Espejo.
I don't know if we'll get a replay of that, pero may last minute bitaw. There's the blocker let go of his block there at the last minute, but Mark was still able to
It's in the air.
get a touch. Serve coming from Sepat.
So good.
Is dug up there by Retamar. They go to Espejo on the other side. Jaehyun Retamar is very much busy on the first ball. And Espejo finishes things over.
That's an out-of-system play by Alas Pilipinas. Perfect roll shot there by Mark Espejo. Bump set by Kennedy Batas.
It's going to be a timeout here coming from Hyundai as we go for a quick break. We'll be back here at the Alaska Invitationals.
Still serving Lloyd Josafat.
Back here inside the Smart Internet Coliseum. Tagibolos getting a block point there as Philippines leads by 3. Good serve coming from Josefat. Joo-hyung getting that off the block this time. Back to a 2-point game.
Filipinas up by 2 points here in set number 3.
Serve coming from Kim Jin-hyung. Espejo with an angle.
That's the play. We've been waiting for that cross-court attack by Mark Espejo. Perfect receive. Even better attack. Sharp cross.
Very sharp on that angle was Mark Espejo. 3-point game. Owa to serve now for the blue shirts. 3 points already in this match. Jin-hyuk going up to Park and Park Jung-hyun gets that point.
we're seeing by Las Pilipinas here. Kennedy Batas still on the court along with Leo Ordiales.
They go up to Ordiales. Popped
Good
up there by
reaction.
Batas. On the other side, that push coming from Jaehyun.
Oof.
Oh, Batas adjusting. Junhyub. Oh, single block. Leo Ordiales. Celebration of fans here.
Come on. Kill block by Leo.
Pinostehan eh. Espejo now will serve 16 points in this match, 15 on attacks. Oh, that doesn't cross. Almost for the captain. Serve coming
Good receive.
from Park.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
Ordiales
Consistency
is on fire.
coming off the bench. Consistency we're seeing by Leo Ordiales. Talk about Jackson Reed now in again off the bench. Set number 3. 3 points, 2 attacks, and 1 ace. Had a strong serve in set number 2.
Reed now serves. Got an ace there, if I remember
Right,
correctly.
set number 2.
Jaehyun off the blockers this time. Kinargahan.
Bit late on that block, talking about Las Pilipinas. Take a look at this replay here. Up against a triple wall.
Shanked away, too much away from the court. Able to keep that alive. Serve coming from Jaehyun. They go up to Ken Batas, who gets that one through.
And they are having a difficult time blocking Kennedy Batas. Consistency we're seeing by the players coming off the bench, making a difference here for Las Pilipinas.
Ordiales now to serve. Pick up there by Park Joo-hyung. Oh, a solid
There we
block
go.
this time coming from Owar and Tamar. Everything clicking for Las Pilipinas as they lead by 4. You're still watching the Las Pilipinas Invitationals. We're seeing our Korean fans here inside the arena, and of course, we have UST Stars here as well, supporting their co-UST player. with,
Still good?
Josh Ibanez. The tip coming from Ordiales off the block.
Oh, that was a solid attack from the back row. No block for Las Pilipinas.
Look at that again.
Excellent play in between that window of the block there.
Lee Sung-jun slicing the block. Lee Junhyub to serve. That's out.
Very composed. We're seeing Las Pilipinas here by the players coming off the bench. Kennedy Batas and Leo Ordiales.
Kennedy already has 3 points in this match. 2 on attacks, 1 block.
Good serve.
Sungjun gets that off the hands of King.
Jack was there on defense. So far, good performance coming from him.
Lee Jae-hyun serve for the white shirts. That's going to be out. Great read for Alas.
Another lucky break for Alas Pilipinas.
Takibolos checks back in here for Jackson Reed. Fabio Storti here on the sidelines looks unpleased with what's happening to his squad wearing white. That serve coming from Lloyd Josephat. Junhyo going up to the back row play. That
still good.
That's alive for
Kennedy
Alas.
Patas.
Songha was there. They go for a quick play this time. Read well by Josefat. No, that push coming from Mark Espejo. Retamar sets it up to Espejo, who sets it up to Takibolos. What a play. Oh!
What a play!
Park Joo-hyuk, too much muscle on that last hit. Five-point lead for Alas Pilipinas. Josefat gets an ace.
Set number 3, Alas Pilipinas on a roll here. Very consistent, composed. Just doing all the right things here.
Oh, that's too slow for Lloyd. Seeing action for the first time here is Song Won-gun, one of their middle blockers. Kalin King on your screens, who has been defending great in this night. Batas, that shanks away from the court.
Too risky.
Hyundai still alive here.
Alas Pilipinas just needs one more point here in set number 3. Timeout, Alas.
Back in the action, Alas Pilipinas just 1 point away from getting 2-1 here in their friendly match against the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers from Korea. Skywalkers looking to find their first win here and bounce back from their loss against Thailand yesterday. Meanwhile, Alas Pilipinas looking to continue their winning ways from their match yesterday against Indonesia. They go up to Mark Espejo, but the blocking is working here for Lee Sungjun.
Las Pilipinas needs to take care of things here in the latter part in set number 3. Can't be too sure here of this lead.
Kim Jin-young with that serve. They're down by 3, talking about Hyundai. Ordiales will not give them a chance anymore and close things out. Set number 3 goes to Alas Pilipinas. Let's look at that again. Ordiales high flying and closing things out. 2 sets to 1 for Alas Pilipinas, 25 to 22, 22 to 25, 25 to 21. We'll be back for more action here at the Invitationals.
We are back inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum for Alas Pilipinas Invitationals 22-25, 25-22, and 21-25. What a thrilling set number 3 we just witnessed. Alas Pilipinas playing like a team, the chemistry slowly building for the squad. Oret Tamar and the rest of his squad, Steven Roeder and Kennedy Batas, Mark Espejo, and Leo Ordiales. The players coming off the bench really showed what they were made of, and it goes to show that the blocking, the chemistry of Alas Pilipinas is slowly building. But for the Korea squad, the blocking was there, and you could see that the back row attacks were a problem for Alas Pilipinas. As we see the set 3 stats here, 12 attacks for both teams. It's the blocking, the 5 blocks that made the difference for Alas Pilipinas, and both teams tallied 6 errors for set number 3. And in set number 3, Alas Pilipinas showcased their grit. Kennedy Batas and Leo Ordiales coming off the bench were spectacular in set number 3. We have Jane Basas, President and CEO of Signal TV, Mark Hilili, Miko Hilili as well, Head of Sports, Content, Signal TV, and Ma'am Sienna G. Olaso, Head of Channels and Content Management, Signal TV, in attendance. Leading scorers, Sung Jun Lee, 14 points, and Mark Espejo, 16 points.
Great 3 sets that we've been seeing so far from the national squad and the squad from Korea. But the question is, will momentum continue to swing for Ken Batas and the rest of the blue shirts? Or will Lee Sung-ha be able to defend against the team, the home team here? Let's see. As that serve coming from Mark Espejo is going to be an ace.
Mark Espejo starting things off strong here for Alas Pilipinas. Ace.
Espejo going for another tough serve. Sung-ha picks that one up. Junhyub. Oh, the denial coming from Ordiales and Tagibolos. Tagibolos on the regalo.
Very eager, very aggressive on that overpass. That is Tagibolos for Alas Pilipinas.
Espejo on his 3rd serve. Oh, what a cannon this time. Junhyub trying to adjust, but hit coming from Jaehyun is going to be a checkout.
Off the block, point goes to Korea.
One serving two. Service Lee Chun-hyuk.
Lee Jun-hyuk serving now for Korea. Pick up there by Ken Batas. They go up to Leo Ordiales. Popped up there by Sungjun. Jaehyun gets a spot there.
See that the attacks here of Korea are just finding the open spaces of defense here. Let's take a look at the blocking formation. See Leo.
Getting through the
Right.
Lee Jun-hyuk going for his jump serve. He has very tough serves. That's popped up by Marcus Espejo. Katamar going up to Batas. Batas will hit that ball out.
Tried to get a touch on the block, but that one does sail outside. But there will be a challenge called.
Challenged by Alas Pilipinas on the last play.
Challenging this for block touch. This is the first challenge of this set. And this time it's the Philippines who is calling challenge against Korea. Of course, let's just give some quick service here about Team Korea. Team Korea, of course, is a 10-time champion in the Korean V-League. They just finished and won their 10th overall title, their first since 2019. What's interesting, of course, is when you're up against this Korean squad, they're technically ranked 26 overall in the world. Meanwhile, Alas Pilipinas is ranked 59 overall in the world. So for the question of block touch, the answer is no, there was no block touch.
The challenge is not successful. Point is to Hyundai. Last Pilipinas has one more challenge remaining. Set 4. 3 serving 2.
It's going to be an unsuccessful challenge. Serve coming from Jun-hyuk. Batas will try to make do on the other side. Mungdun. Here's a free ball. Katamar going up to Batas. Down the line for
Killer.
Kennedy.
Down the line.
As we check in with Franny Reyes.
Sinjin and Jamie, I just came from the huddle of Alas Pilipinas, and I want to talk about the body language. Everyone was celebrating, everyone was loose, and actually that shows in the way that they're playing. Earlier, I noticed some nerves coming from the rookies, but the guidance from the veterans and the coaches has done a really good job in allowing these rookies to shine and play their game for Alas Pilipinas. I even saw them talking about how they can fix their blocking and looking to Mark Espejo for that kind of guidance and approval from him even. And those are the things that we can look forward to if they want to close this match in 4 sets. Back to you, Sinjin and Jamie.
Well, that's a goal for the home team. Close it in 4 sets and maybe go home as early as possible. Batas! Back-to-back points!
Toss down the line.
I love that. Come
Blowing a kiss to the crowd, of course. Ordiales with 4 points, going for a serve. We're seeing the younger generation of Alas Pilipinas with Mark Espejo on the floor right now.
That's
That's
outside.
going to be out too wide
Right.
for Chan Hong, Son Chang Hong.
But Demar knew it. You have Ordiales, Kennedy, Batas
Josefat,
starting in set number 4 here.
Peng Tagibolos as well. It's a very young squad together with a very young Josh Ibanez.
Yep,
I mean, let's remember,
leading the pack.
1, 2, 3. Half of the 6 in the court, if you add Peng, 4 out of 7 of them are still in college.
Yep. Some young guns here.
Ordiales getting that one through, but that is going to be a point as it's out.
It's right direction for Ordiales, still going down the line.
We are tied at 5. Serving for Hyundai, Song Won-kyun.
Serve coming from Hyundai. That is going to sail out. There's going to be a point for the Philippines.
Las Pilipinas just needs to clinch set number 4 here. It'll be 2 for 2 in this invitational.
That's Coach Torti on your screens earlier. Candy Batas, 5 points already in this match. He's only been injected in the second, third set, but there's going to be a point as there's a stepping violation called against Kennedy.
That's his second stepping violation.
Coach Vergoli here, continuing to stern his position. Son Chan Hong with it serve. Pick up by Espejo. That push coming from Retamar, kept alive by Sungha. Adjustment coming from Jaehyun.
Point, Las Pilipinas.
Philippines up by 1-7, serving 6. Lloyd Josephat. Serving for Las Pilipinas.
Josephat now serves. Picked up by Sungha. Junhyub going up to Sungjun.
You saw that coming with that approach, the elevation. And this is where the blocking of Las Pilipinas needs to tweak just a bit. The middle blocker's not there. Josephat not reading that early on.
You can't give a single block to their
Right.
big blockers. Sungjun with that serve that goes straight to the net. That's going to be a point for Alas. Coach Torti very unhappy with what's happening to his Hyundai Skywalkers.
Serving Omar Retamar.
Junhyub going up to Jaehyun.
Oh, still
Ordiales
good.
adjusting, Batas read that well. Jaehyun right behind the blockers. Retamar going up to Espejo. Kept alive there by Retamar. They go up to Ordiales this time, coming from Ibanez. Sungjun from the back. Retamar was there. Ibanez sets up Ordiales off the block. What an odd sequence to say if you're so used to seeing them in the collegiate level. But this is what playing for the Philippines means. You're united as one inside the court.
We love the mix and matchups here. The experimentation of Coach Vergoni, just seeing what works and who works with who. But looking good so far, talking about Las Pilipinas.
Jaehyun bounces back for Hyundai. Let's look at that again. Getting that one through the double block. You know, we already said it. You have to give 2 blocks to them. But you really have to close it out, especially on the wings. That serve coming from Jung Tae-jun. Ordiales. Maintaining his feistiness here.
Maintaining and also at the same time, the consistency. Not making too many errors, being vocal when needed. Outsmarting the blockers. Very steady performance by the players coming off the bench.
That serve coming from Mark Espejo gets a touch. It's going to be an ace. And that gives a 3-point lead here for the Las Pilipinas squad. Timeout will be called here by the Hyundai City Capital Skywalkers. Welcome you back here at the Smart Araneta Coliseum as fans have filled up the seats here, the lower seats here at least, to support Las Pilipinas on the eve of Independence Day. welcome you wherever you may be. May that be on One Sports, One Sports Plus, or in Pilipinas Live. Mark Espejo will serve now for Alas Pilipinas. Picked up there by Sungha Junhyub, going up for a quick hit. Read well there by Josh Ibanez. Etamar chooses Ordiales. Chanhong sets up Jaehyun, but that push is going to sail out. It's going to be a point for Alas Pilipinas.
So far, so good for Las Pilipinas. When Oretamar goes in for the defense, it's a given that Josh Ibanez will do the setting. So far, great setting coming from Josh Ibanez. Ooh, what a serve, goodness.
Is that an idea that we're going to see soon? No, but we love Josh when he's hitting.
Yes.
Great block there, try from the Las Pilipinas boys, but that block sails out. Back to a 3-point game here. Still in favor of the home team. Hyundai Capital setter Lee Junhyub will serve. He has a tough serve, but that's picked up by Kalingking. They go for a quick hit. That works for Peng Tagibolos.
The offense is spread out evenly. Talking about Alas Pilipinas.
That's a different set.
Spread out. It's not given that it will go to the wing spikers.
You're seeing an orchestration of some sort
Right.
coming from Oretamar here in this fourth set especially. That serve coming from Peng, picked up there by Sungha Junhyub, going up to Jaehyun. Jaehyun was
Is there a
under
touch
that
on that?
ball. No check here.
So point does go to Alas Tagibolos up to serve.
Most comfortable lead here that Ken Batas and the rest of the blue shirts have experienced. It's a 5-point lead at the early part or the first half of the set. Junhyub sets that one up to Jaehyun. They push it over at the Mar. Setter is Espejo Ordiales. A bit too under that ball. That sails out.
Ball out.
Ordiales on your screens now. They enjoy a 4-point lead still. Talking about Alas Pilipinas.
Serving 14 with Lee Jae-hyun serving.
Oh, what a serve coming from Jaehyun. They go to Ordiales.
What a bullet by Leo Ordiales. To think he did not start this game, but making a difference here. And giving Alas Pilipinas a cushion here in set number 4. Alas up by 5.
7 points is a tally for Leo Ordiales. Junhyub going up to Changhong, who has been playing opposite this time.
Yep. Chung Hong just breaking that wall of Alas Pilipinas.
Yeah, because he is playing opposite this time because Jung Tae-jun is in as a middle blocker. That block against Josefat. Returned there by Hyundai.
Is there a touch?
Batas will
Nope.
get a touch there. No go, says the referees.
12 serving 15.
Three-point lead for the Philippines. The serve coming from Song Won-gong.
Ooh,
Espejo will hit that one out.
that was a good set by Oretamar, delaying his set to Mark Espejo. Timeout Alas.
At Alas Pilipinas.
Back here inside the Smart Internet Coliseum after a timeout by Coach Fregoli. They led as much as 5. Talk about the Las Pilipinas now. They're just up by 2 as this squad of Jong Tae-jun has played catch-up here. They've caught up and trimmed the lead down to 2. That serve coming from Song Won-gun. Batas popped up there. Tae-jun pops that one up. Sung-jun, the King, unable to manage that one.
But he was in the right spot, talking about Jack on that cross-court attack.
This has become a 1-point game here. What happened to Las Pilipinas, Jamie?
At this point, Korea's just playing better volleyball in set number 4. They're attacking better, they're avoiding the tall wall, and their first attack is not as lethal. Except for that one, talking about Kennedy Batas, but gotta give credit, of course, to Owa Retamar. He allows his spikers to shine, and Kennedy's not the tallest of attackers, but he provides that perfect set for his spikers.
They need more aggressiveness on the side of Las Pilipinas. That's what you're saying.
More grit.
More grit.
It's all about that end game here.
Yeah, I mean, you've led as much as 5 at the early part, but it's about closing it out as well. Sung-jun pushing that over. Espejo was there for coverage. They go up to Ordiales. Kept alive there. Chan Hong puts it up. Sung-jun pushing it over. That's too wide. That's going to be a point for Alas.
Unforced error by Korea. Lucky break for Las Pilipinas. Let's see if they could pull away here.
Coach Torti on the sidelines. Torti is one of the Italian coaches here, one of the assistant coaches of the main squad. Again, we don't have the full-blown Skywalker here, but they're still giving up a fight. Batas gets a service ace. Ken Batas giving a run here for Las Pilipinas, and we'll have another timeout here by the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers. We're back here inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum. After playing catch-up and trimming the lead down to 2, the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers are now in a puddle. Las Pilipinas has done a rampage and has strung up some points and led as much as 4. Thanks also to Kennedy Batas, who has shown a lot of aggression. He got an ace and he got a point earlier, but now he gives up a freebie to the Hyundai Capital Skywalkers.
Now, Las Pilipinas is nearing the end stretch here in set number 4, nearing the 20 mark. This is where they need to not commit too many unforced errors here.
If there's something that you should commit, it's to commit to win.
Yes, commitment is key.
I agree. As Mark Espejo made his blockers commit that he was going to do a hard hit, but what he did was push it right behind them.
Not enough commitment from Korea in that sequence then.
It's hard to read when you're up against Mark Espejo. Let's stop using the word commit. That serve coming from Josefat. They go up to a quick hit to Jong. Espejo, lucky shot. Korea keeps it alive, but the hustle was too soft for the Koreans. That sails out.
5-point lead for Las Pilipinas.
20-15.
This is the lead that Alas enjoyed earlier, and now they regained it. The question is, will they be able to hold it out till the end, or will the Korean team be able to hustle it out? Junhyo going to Sung-jun, he's denied. Great pop-up there, Sung-jun again, this time finding a spot right behind the blockers.
Down the line this time for Korea. 5 points, 5 more points for Las Pilipinas.
16-20 serving, Lee Sung-jun.
Lee Seung-jun, who has been doing a lot of damage in the front line, will now serve. Pick up there by Kalingking. They go up to Ordiales, who is denied there single-handedly by Jaehyun.
And I believe this is the first time that Ordiales has been blocked in this match.
Well, that solidly.
That's solid, yes.
They would
kill
get
block.
like touches,
Right.
of course. Serve
Good
coming
receive.
from Seung-jun, picked up by Kalingking.
There we
And that
go.
slice of a hit coming from Peng Tagibolos.
The quick side out by Owa Retamar. Making things happen here for Alas.
Philippines maintaining the gap here at 4. Retamar now to serve. Pick up there by Seung-jun. That quick hit coming from Jung Tae-jun.
Into the block, Jung Tae-jun. And serves out Jung Tae-jun.
That serve coming from Tae-jun goes straight to the net.
It's an untimely misserve for Korea.
Back to a 4-point lead.
Serving 18. Serving for the Philippines, Mark Espejo.
Espejo now serves for Alas.
Good
Picked
serve.
up by Sungha. They go up for a quick hit. That works
From Song Won
for Song Won-gun. It's the middle now who's trying to change the
To
field.
lead the way, yes.
Lee Jun-hyung. Lee Jun-hyub rather, with that serve. Your setter. Retamar going for the quick hit to
There we go.
Tagibolos. What a response there coming from Peng.
Jackson Reed now in for Las Pilipinas. To serve here. Had an ace earlier. As you see the replay here on that A quick by Tagibolos.
He was one-on-one against
Right, yep.
Song, but really adjusted there. Jackson Joseph Reed, who has 3 points, 2 attacks, 1 ace. Let's see if he gets
That's a
another
great
one.
serve.
Sharp serve there. The adjustment coming from Jaehyun. On the other side, Retamar going up to Espejo, giving match point advantage to Alas Pilipinas.
Team effort for Alas Pilipinas. It all started with that serve by Jackson Reed and Marcus Espejo. What a performance coming from him.
Reed now will be serving for the match.
There we go.
Pick up by Sungha. Junhyub going for that quick. That works for Song Won-gun. Substitution now. Substitution now for Hyundai. Bae Jun-sol will check in for their first setter, Lee Jun-hyub. Jaehyun with that serve that is out. It's going to be a point for Alas. And that closes things off, giving Alas 2 wins here in the Invitationals.
We love to see the growth here for our Las Pilipinas team. Team effort from start to finish. A lot of players stepping up, coming off the bench. Leo Ordiales and Kennedy Batas, and of course Mark Espejo. Consistent performance, of course, from Owa Retamar, ever so composed and collected, the setter of Alas Pilipinas.
Congratulations to the homeboys of the Philippines, Alas Pilipinas. We'll close things out when we return here at the Alas Pilipinas Invitations. Welcome back here inside the Smart Arena of Coliseum. Sinjin Reyes together with Franny Reyes and Jamie La Victoria. It's a 4-set win for Alas Pilipinas. They won set number 1, set number 3, and set number 4. And we now check in with Franny Reyes, who is with our player of the game.
Thank you, Sinjin and Jamie. Now that win would not be possible without the team captain, our player of the game, Mark Espejo. Mark, pag-usapan naman natin ang performance ng rookies ng Alas Pilipinas. What can you say about their growth, the way you all played together, lalo na pinag-usapan natin kanina ang team chemistry?
Yes, actually sobrang saya kasi during the game sinabi ko naman na win or lose basta makita lang yung progress ng team, and super happy ako na nag-step up yung mga off the bench, especially Kennedy, Jackson, yes, and Leo.
Now, of course, Mark, this is to help you guys in preparation for the 2025 season. Ano pang adjustments ang makikita natin tomorrow in your game, the last game for the Invitationals?
Yes, hopefully mabawasan yung serve errors and ma-polish pa yung mga kailangan namin gawin na mga fast plays, and yun, marami pa naman, malayo pa at marami pa kaming kayang gawin.
Now, Mark, the Smart Araneta Coliseum right now is full with Alas Pilipinas fans, especially on the eve of Independence Day. Anything you want to say to them? Anyone you want to greet? Go ahead.
Ayun, maraming salamat po sa pagpunta. May bukas na po tayo. I hope na makita ko po ulit kayo bukas, and supportahan niyo rin po yung Alas Women sa remaining games sila. Ayun.
Once again, your player of the game, Mark Espejo. Sinjin and Jamie, let's close this one out.
Thank you so much, Franny. Congratulations to Alas Pilipinas. We have the match stats here. 48 attacks for Korea and 55 from Alas Pilipinas. 8 blocks for Alas. And Mark did mention in his interview they need to polish the serves, the missed serves. They had quite a few errors there, 29 errors in this match, and this is all about growth, improvement. That is what Coach Fergoni mentioned in one of his interviews. After playing all these games, the best thing that you can do is improve and watch your game, and that is what we saw in Alas Pilipinas today.
We're seeing a lot of sparks of brilliance. We're seeing the future of Alas Pilipinas. We saw a lot of the young guns today. But speaking of the future, let's look at tomorrow. It's another exciting last day here for the Alas Pilipinas Invitationals. Tomorrow, it's going to be Jakarta going up against Hyundai Capital. So it's going to be the two club teams going up against in the first match at 4 p.m. on your Independence Day serving. And we'll close it off with two national teams because it's going to be a fight for nationalism and some pride. Alas Pilipinas faces off with the Thailand national team. That's here in the Smart Araneta Coliseum at 7:30 p.m. Very exciting matches tomorrow. Now, on behalf of our reporter, Franny Reyes, my partner, Jamie La Victoria, and all the men and women behind this broadcast of Signal TV, this has been Sinjin Reyes, thanking you for joining us here at the Alas Pilipinas Invitationals. We'll see you again tomorrow for Independence Day.